Going on. Just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all a little bit. I know some of y'all might be done eating for Thanksgiving. Some might be getting seconds, thirds. But I wanted to utilize this time to help us start to think about the things that we can do to set ourselves up for success for next year. And with less than 40 days left, what is the biggest things that we can take from this year that we can bring into next year? And one of the biggest things stemmed from a conversation that I had with my sister. Shout out Brianna if you watching this, and I appreciate the conversation that we had. She pointed out that one gripe that I had. Um, she told me that I was putting too much energy into something that was siphoning my energy, right? And I was giving my power to something, my personal power to something that didn't deserve it. And it was just going into a black hole. And she used one of my quotes on me and said, "Be careful what you give your power to." And I'm gonna extend that to you all. And I'm gonna expand on that. But be careful what you give your power to in 2024. And I say that because attention goes where energy flows. I'm gonna say that again. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Energy flows where attention goes. That's it. So where your attention is already at, that's where your energy is going to. So when you perceive what is a negative situation, you are going to view the situation as negative, if you get what I'm saying. And then your emotions will be negative. And then it will be hard to see your way out of it. If we engineer that and look at it from a lens of what can I learn from the situation and what is the most efficient way out of it, even if it takes a long time. We hate to hear, being we hate to be in compromising situations for a lengthy amount of time, but sometimes that's how long it takes to learn a lesson. Imagine if a class that you need was 20 minutes, but the information is so expansive, you can't get a sufficient amount of information in that time frame. You need about 55 minutes, depending on what the subject matter is, to actually get a full, broad 360-degree perspective of what the information that you need is. And let's take that into 2024. Viewing your situations from a perspective of, I'm going to put my energy into something that's productive. So, of course, we are going to have emotions. We feel them, let them pass in the time that is due. But then it's okay. What can I do to get through this? And this is important because I was listening to something that says that we fund our own prisons, and I thought that was extremely powerful because we talk about the like physical prisons, like those of those of you who may have experienced that in your past or maybe present, know that that's not a fun time. Jail time, prison time, that's not a time that we can brag about, you know. But a lot of us are in prison mentally, spiritually, emotionally, etc. And a lot of times that leads up to a manifested uh, representation of what a prison is. We feel stuck, right? We feel stuck, and we have no idea how to get out of this prison. So we have to look at our daily habits. What am I doing today that is funding my prison? It's funding what prison looks like for me on a mental level, spiritual level. And sometimes those grouped together can send you down a road. It will guide you down a road to physical prison based off your habits. So look at that and say, am I funding prison today? Am I funding my prison today? What am I doing today that is funding my prison or funding my freedom? Let's take a moment and ask yourself that right now. Remember, where attention goes, energy flows. So, what are the things that you've been putting your attention on? Things that you were giving your attention out for free and it didn't pay you back nothing? You know, a lot of us are overworked and underpaid in many facets of our lives, not just 9 to 5, but a lot of us don't pay attention to our health. You know, we don't put the right things into our bodies. We don't feed the right relationships. We don't consume the right information. We waste our time on social media, mindless scrolling. Remember, where attention goes, energy flows. What are we putting our energy into? You know what I'm saying? And so that information that we hold and the information that grows from our experiences every single day, our reality helps us build experiences and helps us grow our character in a certain way. How do we respond to those stimuli? How do we respond to those stimuli in adverse conditions? And you know what's deep? One of my teachers said the other day, it might have been in a lecture a while ago, but he posted it the other day. He was saying, you know, people don't know that responsibility is 2 words. And I'm like, what? And he said it's response ability. It's your ability to respond to certain things. And I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna help us think about that because it's your ability to have your sense of responsibility depends on your ability to respond to certain stimuli. But when we build our ability to respond to certain stimuli, that means that we have to have certain, we have to be able to perceive information at a certain level. And we can't do that if we are putting our energy toward the wrong things. And it all, boils down to the same things. So for 2024, we have to prioritize what we're giving our attention to because where attention goes, energy flows. We're pouring water from empty cups more often than not. And when we get some water, it's leaking out of our cup. So we have to take inventory on the things in our lives that we are allowing to leak that that water of life that we are thirsty for. You know what I'm saying? So what are the things? Think of some things on this Thanksgiving, or if you're watching this after Thanksgiving, we're still supposed to be living in gratitude every day anyway, not just on a Hallmark holiday. Find gratitude in 3 things every single day. I thank you for life. I am thankful for life, or however you do it. I am thankful for the ability to wake up and it's not, the weather isn't on top of me. I have shelter. I am not in somebody's hospital bed or hospice bed for that matter. Three things. And then since I have an opportunity to make today better than yesterday, what is something that I've given my energy to that no longer feeds my growth or hasn't fed my growth to begin with? What's one thing that I can cut out right now and cut it out or cut down on it, depending on what it is? Because a lot of us have food habits that ain't the best, but it's hard to break. I get it. And or some habits that are similar to that. But if it's not feeding my growth, I don't need it. Even if it takes me out of my reality so I can relax, I still don't need it because escapism is not a replacement for growth and progression. A small break is not a replacement for growth and progression. Sometimes we need more resilience. Sometimes we need more information to help us be more resilient. Sometimes we need more support from other people that may not be in our circle today to be more resilient. So release some of these relationships that's not feeding your growth, family or not. And that's not to say cut your family off. No, I'm not talking to them. No, it's your ability to receive, consume the energy that they project. See, we don't understand it. We have control over that. Why are you consuming a negative projection of somebody else? That ain't got nothing to do with you. But since that's my favorite cousin, I know he ain't, he's not on the best path, but I love him anyway, which is great. But we need to learn how to love from a distance. We need to be like, hey, cuz, I'm just checking on you, you know what I'm saying? I ain't heard from you. How's everything? All right, smooth. Just checking on you, didn't want nothing. Boom. You don't and it's a way that we consume people's aura. We consume people's energy. We don't know that we're doing that because we do it so much. It's out of habit and reflex because we do it when we watch TV. We do it when we're talking to people. We do it at work. We do it so much that we don't understand that where attention goes, energy flows. And that's why negative energy, it doesn't die. It transfers from host to host. So energy is something in that can be in inanimate objects as well. I hear a lot of people say money is energy as well. So when it comes to money, what is your relationship with money? What are what is your relationship with other people versus your relationship with money? How is all that commingled together? They say your network is your net worth, right? What's what is the perspective of money of the people you spend the most time with? Where attention goes, energy flows. I hope you're getting it by now. I hope that you are seeing the patterns that we have to reverse and to steer us on a better path or a to put us in a better position to set us up for better in 2024. And I'm included too. I'm talking to myself, right? I'm talking to myself. I'm just not I'm not only talking to this camera, but I'm talking to myself as well. And if you have any questions or something that you might something that's on your heart to say, a comment or something like that, don't hesitate. Put it in the comments. Here's what I'll do. Put the questions you may have that I can maybe we can uh go through it together and I'll do a live answering all the questions. We can work it out together. Something that I said that, might raise another question or something that I'm missing, right? We're doing this together. I want to help you help me. This is helping me because there's a lot of things that I need to do. There's a lot of attention switching that I need to have as well. I need to put more attention on something else so my energy can shift, so that my I can gain clarity on my perspectives, so that I could, you know, lead my family in the right direction. This is a this is a this is a team effort, right? I'm trying to build a community here, you know, focused collective coaching, right? That's my thing about helping each other elevate collectively. So if I'm doing something that you see that like holes in my methods of speaking, please let me know. And if you're not comfortable doing it privately, DM me, or if you have my number, shoot me a text so that I can help somebody else. Because when we put our attention on that, where attention goes, energy flows. So I can pass along the positivity and the personal growth to the next person. This is a team effort. And I'm going to post something tomorrow about specifically the Black community and how when we elevate separately. We have this toxic ideology about individualism, and we're all standing in hundreds of thousands of separate spots, but none of them are connected. And there's a good visual that I'm gonna post tomorrow about that. But think about all the things that you know you've done this year to put you in this situation you're in right now. Think think about the things you've said. Think about the things you didn't say, because silence is the loudest. I did a video on that. Silence. Sometimes silence is loud, right? Sometimes, the way that we suppress our communicative abilities, but we still hold the attention in a certain space. That still connects, right? In a way that we can't see. And then that produces a result that we may or may not like. So think about the things that you don't say, the things that you don't do, the things that you put off, the things that you downplay, that you probably should have taken more serious. You know, think about the priorities you have right now. Are those the best priorities to take into 2024? The best way to set yourself up for success is to see the things that were what you put your attention on, that all your energy went in 2023, put you in this predicament right now. It's easy to point out the things that wasn't very productive for your highest and best today. And we're none of us are at our highest and best today because we will be in a different spot, right? So I think I can speak for all of us when I say I put my attention somewhere that didn't deserve my energy. So as you close this Hallmark holiday, as you spend time with your family, have conversations about whatever you have conversations about. As you reflect on seeing the faces that you may or may not have seen in a while, as you reflect on comparing your lives to other people in your family or whoever you spend Thanksgiving with, as you reflect on the time that you spent with people that you care about, and then before you close your eyes, you say, I am the change that I'm going to make. I am history in the making. I will not start off 2024 the way that I'm currently battling through 2023, even with less than 40 days. I'm going to leave you with one final point, starting with the story. I was in Target some days ago, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and this gentleman was helping his special needs son, go to the bathroom. And I stepped around him, after I washed my hands to get to the paper towel dispenser machine. And that one didn't work. And, so I waited for him to exit the bathroom so I can get to the one that was in front of him by the door. And then he looked back at me and he was like, "Yeah, that one's giving you problems, huh?" I said, "Yeah, it's no big deal." He was like, "Yeah, uh, the world's full of problems. That's just how it is. That's how the world works." That's what he said. That's how the world works. And this wasn't the right time or place per se to address that, but I wasn't willing to receive that because I really understand where he was coming from, but if you place your attention, if you place your energy toward those types of perspectives, then you won't ever have a situation that comes out in your favor. Like it'll be rare because my perspective on that, because I wanted to say, sir, you're wrong. You're right, but you're wrong. You're right because, yes, the world is full of problems, or the world is full of issues that are unsolved. But that is not the only way that the world works because on the other end of that, the world still is allowed to turn because of the amount of solutions that are produced from these problems. We will not have science, not actual science, but yes, science too, but science as in knowledge. Science means to have knowledge. We wouldn't have science, knowledge without failure and questions, problems, issues. So these problems open the door to solutions. So you can't have growth without adversity. You can't have growth without having some issues arise. So switching your perspective and giving your attention towards solutions, the things that you have to learn in order to help yourself grow, self-growth, self-progression, progress comes out of the platform of issues. So, with that perspective going into 2024, if you place your attention exclusively on solutions, I'm not saying that things can't get sad. Things do get sad. Things make you mad. People frustrate you. Situations frustration. We get depressed. We are human. But in the middle of that, when we are in the trenches of that, if we zoom out and have a broader perspective, there is a solution to be had to all of this. So when we focus on our controllables, yes, things happen that are completely out of our control. But in the event that we have an uncontrollable, we still have a controllable within the uncontrollable. Being response able. Responsibility is a controllable inside of an uncontrollable. So being response able enough to to recognize a controllable within an uncontrollable. This requires, like I said before, adversity, confidence, and faith. With all those things, you have unlimited potential for growth and strength to get through anything that you want to do. But you have to be careful. Be careful of what you ask. Well, I'm glad you asked. Be careful what you give your power to. Where attention goes, energy